You are now listening to the Checkmate Arcade Podcast, episode 215, recorded on September 12th, 2015. Brought to you by Frigid Blast Studios in association with NoobReview.com. Hello and welcome to the Checkmate Arcade Podcast, your home for quarter-munching fun. And is that a dragon? Oh, please tell me we're gonna get to fight the dragons. My name is Stephen Boss, the Dark Boss Man.
Hard drives. Hard drive swaps. Bah humbug. I'm MSU Hitman Jason Billingsley.
Yeah, I heard you were having some problems with swapping PS4 hard drives.
Yeah, and I've given Wombat from the CADcast grief because he just refuses to do the hard drive swap on a PS4, and it's not that hard. And now I didn't do it on the PS3. I had my old roommate do it, but on the PS4 it's even simpler because, well, they got good screws this time.
Yeah.
That don't strip out, and Wombat was like, oh, I just want to plug in an external like the Xbox does, and and then he's been griping about it. And I'm like, it's not that hard. It's not that hard at all. So I finally, saved up some money, found a good deal on a hard drive, just under $90 shipped on Amazon for a 2 terabyte internal, which is the biggest the PS4 can have. I already had an external to do the backup because now you can do a backup and restore, so you don't have to re-download everything.
Helpful.
It basically just takes, you get all, everything that's on your hard drive goes to the external, and then once you put the new one in and put the firmware on and all that, then you can do a restore. Well, I found out some things I didn't realize, first off, when doing this process for the backup and the restore. This process is going to take you about 12 hours.
Why?
To back up a nearly full PS4 hard drive using the PS4's backup tool takes about 7 to 8 hours to do.
Again, why?
I don't know. That's just the way it is.
Okay.
And then to do a restore takes about 3 to 4.
Huh. I mean, that's less, but yeah.
But it's a better option than, for me, because slow internet, so...
Right, yeah, having to re-download everything.
Yeah, patches and whatnot, and so, I ordered the hard drive, it comes in, I do the swap, it's right when Metal Gear comes out, and I get Metal Gear, a day or so later, because my collector's edition was shipping from GameStop, and... I get the hard drive swapped, and I got all this room, all the glorious room. I can reinstall all these disc games that I had to uninstall, and yes, and I still have tons of room. It's so glorious. And then while I'm online, me and Thorbon are in a party, and I'm finishing up because I found out that if you do all the missions in Ground Zeroes and you extract people, they show up and they're super high level at the beginning in Phantom Pain. Like, for example, the mission where you have to extract the intel agent from the base, and it's just a big shootout with you on a helicopter providing cover to the intel agent, who is Kojima.
Okay.
So yeah, so I mean, you want to get him, and there's some other optional people to find that if you retrieve them from the mission, then they show up and give you a boost when you're doing Mother Base and Phantom Pain. So I'd only done the first mission at Ground Zero, so I'm doing these other missions with Thorvon, who's I think he was actually playing Metal Gear. I'm in Ground Zeroes. And I get through the missions, and I'm not doing highly rated, whatever. It's like, okay, I've at least completed all the missions except for like the deja vu one or whatever. I guess you have to be them all on hard. It's like, I've done enough. I've done all 5. Okay, upload the save. Yeah, done. Okay, let's put in Phantom Pain. And I put in Phantom Pain, and it sits there at the splash screen for a bit. And I get a system error. This data is corrupted. Close the application, delete the installation file, and reinstall.
Okay.
So I do that, and it still doesn't work. It still says corrupted. So yeah, so I can't play Metal Gear. So then I'm thinking, oh no, the collector's edition, it's sold out. Da 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 da. Okay,
yeah, might be a bum disc, and that's really bad.
Yeah, but alright, the disc doesn't have a special label on it, so maybe I could take it to GameStop and do a swap. Da 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 da. And then I was like, hold on. You installed all these other games that had been uninstalled that you know work.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try one of them. So I put in Diablo 3. And I go for a little bit, like it freezes at the splash screen, but it finally goes through, and I'm like, okay. And I'm playing it for about 3-4 minutes, and all of a sudden I get the same error.
Well, okay.
Yeah, so bad hard drive. So I have to contact the Amazon seller I bought it from, who's running an Amazon business out of some apartment in California. And I had to ship it back to him, and then I'm waiting on the refund. I think he should have gotten it yesterday, but I'd already ordered on Labor Day a new the same hard drive from a different vendor. I mean, hard drive is the highest rated one on Amazon.
Right.
It's the highest rated one. Everybody's like, works great, PS4. It's the highest rated one, but apparently I got the bum one, and
it happens.
Well, it was weird because the shipment was the hard drive in its little static sleeve or whatever, its little static pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a box. All I got was the hard drive in its little static sleeve wrapped around with bubble wrap.
And it was supposed to be new?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little bit suspicious.
Well, I didn't...
I mean, even if it was unused, it was open.
So I didn't care if it worked, but it didn't work. So, as we're recording this, my new hard drive is on its way here, and my old one should have gotten to California yesterday. I hadn't checked that yet. I've been busy with something else, and this hard drive shenanigans has changed what I've played in the time in between episodes here, and combined with the fact that in the last month between my 2 jobs, I've worked around 240 hours.
Jeez, man, oh man.
Yeah, so I mean, and I don't mean that for sympathy, I just mean that for context.
That's a lot of hours to be working.
Yeah, I just context for, what little I've played, but I mean, I've played some stuff, and there's a lot of it new, but I mean, this hard drive shenanigans has also influenced what I've played, because I mean, I've played the 2 primary games I've played. Well, one took the space of an old one that I had for a while, and then the second one was Dragon Age, and I'll deal with that at the end here. And then the timing of the new Dragon Age DLC, which wow, I mean, I'd heard rumors that this was supposed to be the last one, but literally, it's like at PAX, it's like, hey, this comes out in a week and a half, and it's the last Dragon Age thing ever because we have no approval to do anything else Dragon Age. So this is kind of the send off, and we don't know when we're doing anything else again. And oh yeah, here's the new patch, and oh yeah, by the way, it nerfs Knight Enchanters. So
Yeah, no?
I've been
Yeah.
playing the game, and we'll get to that in a second.
Alright.
But yeah, so uh, I mean, it's just ruined like my whole plans of the last week,
Yeah.
the week and a half. These hard drive shenanigans, just ugh.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. So, now that you have the backup copy of your hard drive,
Well,
you don't have to reinitialize that, right?
no, well, I mean, so my old hard drive, my original one's what's in there right now, and
Right.
it still had the files and everything.
Okay.
Or no, it had, I can't remember now. It's been, no, I didn't have to restore it because it had, but yeah,
But I'm saying the restore is still, you still have a restore that you can use again when the new hard drive gets there.
yeah. I mean, I actually deleted the, I actually deleted the original. Oh, I actually deleted the original backup and then made a new backup because I'd added some videos, and I didn't want to lose them.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I've got a restore ready to go. The couple games I played, all I have to do is re-download the save files, and I'm good to go. I've not downloaded all the Dragon Age stuff specifically,
Mm-hmm.
but I will
All
have
right.
to.
Well,
I will have to download a small-ish patch for one of the games,
okay.
but other than that, I'm good. I'm good to go. Once this hard drive comes in, I can do the swap and be fine. But
All right. Well, hopefully this new one works exactly like it should.
I hope so. I'm keeping I'm keeping that original.
It.
It's going.
Well, yeah. You don't want to get rid of that for a while.
Yeah, I actually still have my original 60 gig PS3 hard drive still.
I think you can get rid of that.
I don't. It's buried somewhere in my. I think it's in the PS3 system box.
Yeah, you can probably get rid of that one.
Yeah, I was just in case I ever like got it fixed or something. I mean, maybe one of these days if I get a better job, I'll send it off somewhere and do the $100 for it to be all resoldered and everything.
Okay.
But I did buy. I mentioned it a couple episodes ago. I do have a PS3 again. I got a Slim. My local GameStop had been saving a PS3 Slim from one of their regular customers that had a 1.5 terabyte hard drive in it.
Oh, jeez.
Biggest you could have on a PlayStation. And it had been saved for the manager who's no longer there. And they were just keeping it until somebody else that they liked or one of the other employees or something wanted it. And, I sold my 360 fight stick and I was in the market and I was like, well, $150-ish to get that with a 2-year warranty versus $100-ish to attempt all this resoldering and everything on my current one. And, it's still my current one still need a new hard drive. It would need a new because it was full, and it's like, we'll just do this one, and I've got a 2-year warranty, and it's a Slim, so the Slims are much more reliable. But hey, that one PS3 outlasted how many 360s? So
Fair enough.
yeah.
Well, hopefully something similar does not happen with this next generation stuff.
Yeah,
It seems like it's been pretty stable.
Yeah, other than the Xbox Ones at launch with bad hard or bad disk drives, other
Mm.
than that, I mean, it seems to have been going fairly smooth.
Yeah. Hopefully, my issues with mine, they're more software based, with the updates not being quite as on point, shall we say. Hopefully this new update that comes out, what, November-ish or something?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully that fixes a lot of the issues I've had, because I can't exactly leave my system in rest mode,
Oh,
because if I do, it doesn't like to wake up properly.
hmm. See, that was
Yeah.
an issue with PS3 for a while, but that was firmware related, and that got fixed.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking it seems like it's something that's software related rather than hardware. Just because it happens 90% of the time, the other 10% it works fine. If I put the low power mode on.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I just leave it off because I'm like, I just don't want to deal with that. I want it to actually work when I hit the power button.
Well, see, I have to be able to do that just so for it to download.
Download all the patches and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice. Because, man, some updates have happened for a couple games. It take a while.
Yep.
Even with my connection, they take a while. So, yeah, I get this feeling we're basically ready to start talking about all the games we've been playing. So,
Yeah.
we'll get straight into it. All right, so what have you been playing?
All right. Well, I mentioned I got it last episode, but I hadn't played it yet. I've played a little bit of Borderlands 2 on the Vita.
Okay.
It's okay. It was.
I mean, it's a version of Borderlands 2.
You know, it wasn't. It was $8. Well, I paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine for what I paid for it. It's interesting how they do. So obviously, the Vita does not have clickable thumbsticks or back shoulder buttons. So
Right.
those functions are done by touching either the left or right side of the touchpads,
Front and back, or just front?
front and back. So like if you
Okay.
touch the left front, if you touch the screen essentially, because the main screen on the Vita is a touch screen. So you touch the
Yeah.
left front, the front screen that you're looking at. If you touch the left side of it, that
Mhm.
does whatever power. I'm doing the Mechromancer that I wanted to do on 360 and never got through a second playthrough. So that's
Yeah.
what I'm doing, because the Vita version has pretty much most of the content. It has both extra characters and the first two expansions.
Right, but then they never added the final two?
Yeah, they didn't do the last two.
And I don't think they did the Headhunter stuff.
Yeah,
did
they didn't do the Headhunter stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Which is fine. I just, for $8, it's fine. And that way I have a character. It's totally goes between PS3, because I think I got Borderlands 2 free with Plus at some point. So
Right.
it'll work on PS3, it'll work on PS4, whatever. I needed a character on the Sony side of things, and I just wanted to start it. It was $8. It was on clearance at Best Buy. It's never going to be that cheap again,
Mm-hmm.
because nobody else other than GameStop sells physical Vita games. I mean, yeah, maybe the download would get that cheap, but it's a download, and Vita memory is at a premium, and it's never going to get that cheap again. Even a download, I don't know if a download of that game's ever going to hit $8.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
Probably not for a long while.
yeah, so it's fine. The front screen, if you touch the right, that's grenade, and then left back is sprint, and right back is melee, if I remember correctly. And then left bumper is aim, and right bumper is fire, and
Yeah.
everything else is pretty standard because everything else is the same. So that takes a little bit of getting used to, but I'm not out of the first area yet. Like I just did, was it Bully Mong? Is that the side quest that you have to go off to the? It's the crazy guy riding the big monkey things. Aren't
Yeah, they're Bullymong.
okay? Remember the big named one that's in the one camp that's off to the side. Remember that quest? Hammerlock sends you after him.
Oh yeah, the one that's the midgets riding
Yeah,
him.
the midgets riding him. Yes.
I don't remember the name of that thing, but
Okay, but
yeah.
you remember the side quest. So like I've done that. Like I've done everything in the first area except start the quest line to get out of there. So that's where I'm at. I'm like level 7 or 8. So.
Oh yeah, you're pretty much over leveled for the next quests.
Yeah, but I was just doing stuff and.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm never going to
go back to that area. So.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah. So played a bit of that. And then since I mentioned it already, I mean Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, I did the first 5 missions. I completed them on normal. Now the other 2 did not unlock. Those were the console exclusive ones. The Deja Vu and then something else. Now, I don't know how those unlock. You probably have to play them all, the first 5 on a hard or something. I don't know. And I didn't care. I got through the first 5 missions. That's enough for me. Uploaded my save. I'm fine. I'm fine with enough that I've played a Ground Zeroes. I want to get to the main event. But as we talked about earlier, I need the hard drive.
Once you get your hard drive, that is.
Yeah. All right, so new stuff that I played.
All right.
Because there were 3 things that came out the week before Metal Gear that I got all 3.
Yeah.
First, Madden NFL 16.
Yeah, I hear it's a football game. I'm shocked. EA putting out a football game?
Yeah.
Flabbergasted.
And it's a good game. I mean, EA with Madden has finally started putting out good games. Now, is it better than ESPN NFL 2K5? Some areas probably yes, some areas definitely no. But is it worthy of the Madden name? Yeah, they finally started putting Maddens out worthy of the Madden name. It just took them 8 damn years for the high def era. Because basically 06 through 12 are all crap.
Damn.
They are. They're all crap.
I have no way of knowing because I don't play any football games, but that's really weird that it would take that long to put out a good game.
Yeah, I don't like 13 as much. It's fairly highly regarded. I like 25 okay. Really 15 and 16 are where they hit the stride. 16, my only issue with 16, it is so damn hard to play defense. Like they've added, and I know Steven, I don't know, I'm trying to, limit my time here. You may have, it sounded like you have at least either listened to Alex Navarro's on the Giant Beast cast talking about Madden, or maybe you, I don't know.
I watched the quick look.
Okay, you watched the quick look. Okay, so
which was an hour and a half.
Yeah, I mean,
not exactly quick in any way, shape, or form.
Right. I mean, they were winding, because I mean, that's basically all the Madden coverage they're ever going to do. So they wanted to.
I know.
And the big thing this year in terms of the actual gameplay, they have updated where you can tell the receiver to do a possession catch, which is, hey, just catch the ball and fall down. Emphasis on catching the ball, which is X on the PlayStation controller. You can tell them to prepare to run after the catch, which is square, which is you do on like crossing patterns or when there's no defenders near them, it's like, hey, get ready to run after you catch the ball. That does slightly increase the ability to drop it, but you're getting a running start. And then there is the aggressive catch, which is triangle, which is basically, hey, I'm just throwing it up here, jump up and get it. And even though EA put out a tuning update that says that they've turned down the success rate on that, it is really stinking high still. Like, both you and the AI can just throw bombs, and it probably gets caught a lot more often than it should.
Okay.
And even when you have a guy or they have a guy right there, generally the wide receiver will win the battle getting the ball. Like, very rarely have I seen it to where the DB jumps up and also, you can tell like the game is trying to determine who caught it. And 9 times out of 10, when both of them are holding on to the ball, it'll say, the offense had it. Very rarely have I seen the defense come up with those, where they both jump up at the same height. And so if you've got a really tall receiver, you just lob it and they'll probably catch it. So that's probably a little too powerful. The offense is probably a little too powerful in this game. And also with the NFL's emphasis on, we got to at least pay lip service to concussions and this and that, the hits are down. Like, there's no real hit stick anymore. I mean, there is holding square to do a dive tackle, which can also, if you're close enough, be an aggressive tackle. But it's not like the days of 05 where you flick the stick and just boom.
Or blitz, where you're suplexing people.
Well, right, of course. Well,
that just was fun to look at.
Yeah, but then the new blitz, of course, took all that out.
Yeah, which is so dumb. That was the one thing that made it awesome to look at.
The NFL's like, no, can't have that.
Yeah, just take all the fun out of it. It's supposed to be arcadey.
So the other major thing they did this year was kind of put in a mode called Draft Champions, where Ultimate Team can be a money hole. It's actually a lot better this year. That's why I think 16 is better than 15. You can go through all the solo challenges and get a pretty decent team without paying any money.
Okay.
If you're good enough to get through it all, and there's like 200 games against the AI to play in the main solo mode. So if you grind your way all the way through that, you can get a pretty decent team without paying anything. But because of that, they've kind of introduced this Draft Champions mode to kind of be kind of the in-between, because also, if you play people online, unless somebody's playing as their favorite team, if you're playing with the normal teams online, basically you're going to be playing the same 4 to 6 teams. You're going to play the Patriots, the Cowboys, the Colts, the Seahawks, the Packers.
Yeah, everybody with the really high stats.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see the same 4 to 6 teams. So they've done the Draft Champions mode, where it's basically it's Hearthstone Arena with a dash of All Pro Football 2K8. So what happens is you pick a coach, and they give you 3 coaches to choose from. And then you get a base level team that's all 70-ish low 70-ish rated players.
Yeah.
And then you have 15 rounds, and it'll give you 3 choices. It'll flash 3, and it's not timed. But you have, it'll show 3 cards. These are the same ones that are in Ultimate Team. So you see 3 players from different positions, and you have to choose which of those 3 you want. You pick them, then you go to the next round, so on and so on. And it's all randomized, except for round 15 is always a legend. So basically, you're wanting to see like which coach you chose, what their play style is, and you want to try to draft people with that play style, or draft people with the highest ratings, and you don't want to draft two linemen of the same position. You want, so it just kind of depends on the ebb and flow. Basically, if you've done fantasy football, this is the mode for you, and it basically ensures that everybody has an around evenly rated team. Like generally, if you do it right, you're going to be somewhere between an 80 and an 85, although getting 80-81 is the most common. So everybody's going to be on a roughly even playing field.
Okay.
If you're a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, going up against you're not going to be going up against the Patriots every time.
Right.
You're going to be evenly rated.
Okay.
So that mode is fun. You can either do it against the AI or against other players. And the more you do it, you get collectibles that you can redeem in Ultimate Team mode for really good players. Although you have to grind a lot. So let's see here. If you do it 10 times, you'll be able to get 2 elite players in Ultimate Team. But if you're wanting specific elite players, there's like 4 choices, and you have to do it 100 times.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
To get that particular player.
Seems a little bit padded.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't want a whole bunch of those players floating around. They want to make you earn them. And
I suppose, yeah.
So I like the changes they've done to Ultimate Team. I like the changes to offense. The aggressive catch is way too successful, and fast running backs doing stretches and tosses is way too successful. Because I got my free elite running back from the bag of Doritos I bought and then returned. Hey, at least I bought it and returned it. If EA's stupid enough to just put it as a sticker on the bag, like go to your local Target and don't go to the Doritos section that's in front with Madden. Go to where the actual Doritos are in the back, in the grocery or whatever, and look at all the Doritos that have these big, not tears on the bags, but you could tell there was a sticker there and it's been ripped off. Those, because this is a Target exclusive Dorito thing.
Okay.
But hey, I bought my bag and I returned it after I redeemed the code. I was only semi-shady. And also all they had was Cool Ranch. That was the last one that had a code on it. No. So,
don't like Cool Ranch then. Yeah.
So,
no, I'm okay with yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was,
You got the wrong flavor.
Yeah.
You thought it was one flavor, you didn't realize till you got home, and then you returned it.
Yeah.
So, you have an excuse.
Yeah, exactly. I was only semi-shady, but I got my free LaDainian Tomlinson, so I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm really enjoying my time with that, and I've put a decent amount of time in there against the AI. I haven't played very many human opponents. I did play one game, and oh my gosh, it was just an insane back and forth. I need to play some more against humans, but that was a pretty crazy game I played against a human. But I'm trying to get my team a little better. I'm an 83 rated overall. I have spent some money.
Okay.
But I'm trying to no more. Trying to no more money. So it was kind of hard, but it's no more money. So
we'll see about that.
Yeah. All right. The downloadable thing that came out a couple weeks ago was the Mega Man Legacy Collection.
Yeah, there's been a few bugs with that, haven't there?
I don't know. I think that was part of Giant Bomb's recording setup.
No. Audio glitches are common with that game.
Okay, I've not encountered them because I've watched Colin Moriarty do playthroughs of the games, and then I watched a bit of Giant Bomb's quick look, which was kind of painful to watch compared to Colin, who's a Mega Man expert.
Let's just put it this way: Dan's not exactly the best Mega Man player.
No.
Yeah, I was wincing at a couple of those things he was doing.
Yeah, if you go to Kind of Funny's YouTube, watch Colin. If you want the expert run-throughs, watch those.
Well, I mean, that's just, you'd think if someone wanted to show off how good Mega Man was, and still is, for the most part, you'd have somebody who was slightly better playing the game.
Well, that may have been the only person that cared.
I know, probably, unfortunately.
Yeah. But it's an awesome collection.
But man, there's some real hate for Mega Man 5 and 6, that's for sure.
I don't know. Like, those were so late in the NES era, and they never got to they never got to Crossroads Video in Vienna, and we didn't have, I don't think we had EB Games yet. I don't think the Marion Mall had opened yet. So we didn't have EB Games yet. So I've never seen 5 or 6 at retail, like when they were new.
I actually owned both.
Okay, so I never played 5. I finally played a bit of 5. We talked about a few episodes back when I went to go see my cousin. So that was the first time I'd ever played 5. So
yeah, 5 was a little rough.
Well,
6 was actually kind of easy compared to it.
Yeah, 5's really hard. 5 is, from what I've read of the 6 NES Mega Mans, 5's the next hardest one to 2.
Yeah.
So
it's still doable, but
yeah.
It's rough.
I've not played the actual games. I fooled around with some of the challenges, and because and oh my gosh, am I liking this so much better than that collection that came on PS2 and GameCube, and I don't know, did it come to Xbox OG? I can't remember. I know it was on PS2 and GameCube.
I don't remember.
I can't remember, but anyway.
I want to say it probably did, but I don't remember.
I don't remember. But anyway, so I like this much better than that collection because this collection is full emulations of the NES versions.
Mm-hmm.
Which mean a Lec-Man trick in Mega Man 1 works.
Okay.
Yeah, because it doesn't work in that collection they did 2 gens ago. They cleaned that out.
I mean, that's fine.
But these are NES perfect, when that means slow down and everything as well. These are full emulations of the NES ROMs. So
yeah, I had forgotten how bad the slowdown was on some of those stages.
Yeah.
Whew.
But I think it's awesome for $15, and but
if you don't already own multiple copies of each one.
I have 2, but it gives me access to them at a moment's notice. Because I have 2 and 3 and 4, but they're at my parents' place, and I don't have an NES hooked up. Which we did find my old Nintendo and Super Nintendo. My mom found them.
Right.
Thought they had gotten stolen, but no, we found them. So I have systems, but still, like, I don't have Mega Man 1, and that's like a $60 cart now. Mega Man 5 and 6 are like that high. So for $15, I get them all. And I get cool artwork and all this other stuff as well, and the soundtracks to play and listen to. So whatever. Now, them charging $30 for this, unless they add like 9 or 10 afterwards, and I don't really see any place. There's no place in the menu where you're like, oh, well, that's where 9.
There's no way in hell they will add any DLC to this.
Yeah. So $30 for a retail version of this, I think, is BS. Now, if it was 20, like, okay, $5 more to press a disc.
Yeah, it's debatable that it might be worth it again, even if you already have versions of each one.
But, the way retail places are set up, there are $20 game sections, so it would work fine there. It'd go right in your $20 section at Target or Walmart. It'd be fine at GameStop. I can understand 20. You're charging $5 more than the download to put it on disc.
Right.
Okay, fine, but 30?
It's a little pricey for just the 6 games on the NES.
Yeah. So I know Ross or Cheetor Lives was, like, oh, I'm waiting for the physical version. I'm like, okay. Like, I mean, he's a physical collector, so I mean, I can respect that, but I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
this isn't worth the physical copy, not for double the price, to me. Now, I reserve if something gets added later, then okay, but
There's no
as it
way.
stands right now, no, this is not. I mean, technically, yeah, it's probably worth 30, sure, but not when they put the download for 15. Like if they just
But
release.
if you already own any of those games on another system that's easily accessible to you, you do not need to get this collection.
That
And at that point, it is not worth $30.
well, that's my issue with it, because between the collection 2 gens ago, the problem is even that collection 2 gens ago, I think even the NES or the PS2 one is still like 20-ish bucks. Now the GameCube one with the screwed up controls is super expensive. Why, I don't know, because that's the worst version.
Because it's still so good. Everyone complains, oh, the controls are screwed up. Never had one single iota of a problem, even though I played the original NES games too. I never had a problem with the GameCube controller, with them reversing the controls.
Okay,
Not a problem at all.
okay. Let me. Yeah, now the PS2 version is insanely cheap. Like, oh wow, yeah. I mean, the market on this has just collapsed. Like, wow, has the market collapsed on this? Because like that
Because
PS2,
of the new version, or
the PS2, GameCube, yada yada yada. So
right because of the new version that they
yes,
released, or okay,
I'm
yeah,
assuming, because I looked at this before that came out, and the GameCube version was a hell of a lot higher. So
I can imagine.
like the GameCube version used to be like 30, 40 bucks for like a disc only copy. That's down to 18. The PS2 version 6.
Hmm.
And then the OG, there it was on OG Xbox. That's 12. But those have all dropped like crazy because of this.
Which, I mean, that's fine. That's perfectly
The
fine.
only one that hasn't is the Mega Man X collection on GameCube, which is a $50 disc,
Well, I mean, that's
and six on PS2.
I mean, there's no other way to get that
Right.
collection.
Yeah. I'm
So
surprised
that would make sense.
I'm surprised it's that cheap on PS2, to be honest. But I guess
Yeah.
it's still technically in print, I guess, because Amazon's selling it. I don't know. But so the market has just totally collapsed. So if you were holding on to that, if you were wanting to sell that original Mega Man collection, you're done. It's just not worth anything now
Yeah.
because of this. Even though that one did have, I'm gonna keep my PS2 one because it does have 7 and 8. It has more games than this, but that's just going to sit on a shelf, and I'm going to play this one because it's the perfect NES emulations. So I'm perfectly happy with this. The challenges are really hard. Like, that's the best part about this thing. So they'll mix and match stages, or they'll have you fight certain bosses, and it's all under a time limit to get either a bronze, silver, or gold trophy, and you have to beat so many challenges to unlock the next group of them, and so on and so on. And some of them at the end get insanely hard.
Yeah. Isn't there one where you have to run through every boss in that entire collection?
I think with just the Mega Buster or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's like the last one. Yeah. It's just like, wow.
That's pretty rough.
Yeah. So if you're a Mega Man fan, I don't have as big a reservation as Steven, but I think you should look into this for $15. It's awesome.
Well, the only reason I don't care is because I own a collection that has 2 games more than the collection they're offering me right now, and also I still own that collection.
I understand. I'm in the same boat, but I'd rather have the perfect NES versions of 1 through 6. That matters more to me. So, I don't know.
I mean, I'm happier with the versions actually working properly.
Okay. So,
as opposed to having to slow down and everything.
Okay. So, that's Mega Man.
Okay.
All right. So the next game is Until Dawn.
Yeah. Once I started actually seeing some people playing a little bits and pieces of this game,
Mm-hmm.
then I finally remembered seeing this game at like E3 and stuff.
Yes. Now,
It took me actually seeing it to remind me.
yeah, because Sony, even though they have a game that could be a smash hit, and I mean smash hit, we'll get to NPDs later, it's still a semi big hit, but
Hmm.
no marketing for this whatsoever.
Yeah,
Absolutely nothing.
it was really quiet.
And I understand that they don't want to put it out against Halo on Halloween week. They don't want to get lost between Uncharted and Assassin's Creed and stuff. Okay, fine.
Right.
But put some marketing behind this damn game, which is good. One, you have three recognizable stars from stage and screen in that game. One is a very high profile actress, and then you have two actors that are semi high profile.
I mean, you got one really, really prominent big name actor.
Yeah.
It's Peter Stormare's really big.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
He's in like everything.
Yeah. I mean, you don't recognize the name, but you recognize the face immediately.
His voice.
Yeah. And the voice.
I know his voice anywhere.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have him, you have Hayden Panettiere, and then I forget his name. He's Ward on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, I don't remember his name either. But yeah, as soon as I saw him and like, oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he's evil.
And the thing is, this game is so awesome. Like you were talking about watching people play in. I think you said you were watching Screw Attack's playthrough. You said
Achievement Hunter.
Or Achievement Hunter. Okay, well, all right.
Yeah, I'm watching them play it, and then I'm also gonna watch Giant Bomb play it too.
So yeah, I mean, the thing is, this is the #1 trending game on YouTube for August.
Yeah.
Now, granted, that's powered by PewDiePie and Markiplier, but still, Achievement Hunter, Chris Smooth did it. Christine Steimer and Blonde Nerd did it on Twitch. Christine and Greg Miller did it on Kinda Funny's stream for Labor Day on Twitch. So you have got a really good game. Like, if they put a half of the effort they did behind Heavy Rain, they would have a Heavy Rain style success here. Yeah. Heavy Rain was a really big hit, and this game is like that, except you don't have David Cage writing it, which is good for a lot of reasons. Like, he has, I like his games, but he's very divisive. So if you wanted that style of game that is not written by him, and it's teen horror, and it sells, and it's a beautiful game, it's one of the best looking games on the PS4, it's got great audio, it just drives me crazy, because, I mean, this game you cannot find at retail. Like, if you went around, like, I think a few of the GameStops finally got replenished this week, but for the last couple of weeks, if you went around retail here in St. Louis, you couldn't find the game. Except at Best Buy. And the only reason it's in stock at Best Buy, like, I went looking for it at one point because there was a rumor it was going to be on sale when it wasn't. And I went looking for it because it was in stock, and there was one copy on, like, an end cap at the back of the store. But it's in stock.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, it took me 20 minutes to find it, but it's in stock.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, this game is selling like crazy. I mean, it's selling really good. We'll get to NPDs here for the marketing. I mean, just market the damn game, and
yeah, it's a sleeper hit.
I mean, granted, you have Destiny and Star Wars that you're wanting to put some money into. Put some money into something that your studio made.
Yeah. It's weird that they didn't push that because it is an exclusive.
Yes.
It will not appear on anything else.
No, it's by.
It won't even be PC.
Yeah. It is Sony only. It's made by the people that did like Start the Party and stuff. I mean, this was originally a Move game, and then they scrapped that and was like, hey, let's rebuild this from the ground up on PS4. And there's still some Move-ish stuff.
There's still a little bit of motion stuff, mostly in really awkward spots.
Yeah, but it's such a great game, and it's replayable. I mean, it's 6 to 10 hours for one playthrough, and then it's like, oh, well, because your choices and your success or inability to do the QuickTime prompts, that leads to characters dying or living. And you can have some characters die in a playthrough, or you can have them all live, you can have them all die. And there's trophies for everything. And you don't even get to see the trophy list until you complete the game once. I don't know if you caught that in the play. Have they gone to the trophy? Yeah. Like I
don't think they ever did.
I played it for about 3 hours one night, and you still cannot see the trophy list. They're all hidden.
Weird.
Okay. They don't want to spoil anything.
No, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
That's perfectly fine.
So
as long as you know you're going to get access to it eventually.
Yeah. So this has been a surprise because I was debating whether to keep this or not, and I'm glad I kept it. This is one of my favorite games of this year. If you have a PS4 and you like adventure style games, get this. This is great.
Yeah, it's been highly entertaining so far.
It's a great game to watch together with your significant other. You could swap, one play a certain part. It's a great, couples game, even though it's only one player.
Well, you can make joint decisions.
Yeah, it's just phenomenal game. I mean, probably. I mean, between Rocket League and this, I mean, Sony back-to-back months has the sleeper hit of video games. Between July with Rocket League and this in August, Sony has gotten some sleeper hits this year.
Oh yeah, but we'll see how it compares to MGS5.
Yeah, well, I mean that's a hit. I mean, that's been a highly
AAA. Yeah.
I mean, that's been technically this is AAA as well. I mean,
production quality, yes, but as far as is this a third-party AAA title that's everywhere?
Yeah, but Sony just do some damn marketing in this game and it will sell. Yeah. It's sold with no marketing. I'd love to see what it would sell with some marketing.
Yeah. Maybe they're just waiting a little bit until the month changes over?
I don't know.
I hope that's the only reason they're not doing any advertising for it.
I don't know. It's driving me crazy, but
it's weird. Huh?
Now that I have gotten this final game done, and I mean done, I can go back to Until Dawn until my new hard drive arrives. And the final game that I'm playing this week is Dragon Age Inquisition.
Okay.
And I am done. Done. Except for the final DLC. I have found every shard. I have gone into every optional dungeon. I have killed every dragon.
All right.
I have done just about every quest. I think there might be 1 or 2 minor who cares quests. I mean, I have all the trophies except for hard, insane, 1,000 demons killed, which I don't understand how I don't have that, considering I've destroyed every rift. I've done the Solarian dungeon, which is what the shards are tied to, and those are all demons in there. I've killed every single demon in this damn game in both the DLCs, and I still don't have that trophy. So I don't know what the hell.
I think the shard dungeon, I think those are actually just undead.
Okay, well, whatever. I've sealed all the rifts. I've sealed every rift. Every single one.
Right, yeah. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. I think I got it on the 360 before my save was deleted.
I guess there's some glitch or something. I don't know. But, okay, so 2 difficulty ones. the demon one, upgrading potions and tonics, whatever, 30 times. And
Well, that's easy.
I don't have all the rare herbs needed to upgrade those ones that I never use, but if I needed to, I could grind that.
Well, there's actually a bunch of common tonics that are fairly easy to upgrade.
See, I haven't found all the
you just have to
tonics, so
you just have to go to the vendor in Valrio,
okay, so
the one who sells the armor schematics.
okay,
He's on the bottom floor there. Just go to him. There's a second vending table. That second vending table has the tonic lists.
okay. And I've got a bunch
And it's
of
like
money.
fire, ice, and
I've
I
got
think it's spirits or something.
I've got some of
Thermal.
those, but I just don't have the stuff. If I needed to, if that was causing me not to get the platinum, I could do it. And then harvest 50 herbs from Skyhold, which I was stupid, and I chose when we upgrade the garden, let's make it more like the church,
So you did that too, huh?
Yeah.
I sort of made that mistake when I was doing my second playthrough.
Yeah, because then you'll...
Didn't make that mistake the first time, because, man, you don't get any benefit from that second choice.
No, none at all, because how many...
It kept saying, oh, you might get free gold, free resources. I've never noticed anything anywhere.
And there's the offering thing, and I used to go to it, nothing there.
Yeah, I have never seen anything new show up in that garden other than the plants that I plant.
Right, and the thing is, when you do it as the mage style, you have, is it 4 or 8?
Well, mage style.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the actual plant garden?
Yeah. If you,
it's
either 4 or 8.
I want to say it's an additional 4 pots.
Okay, so it's either 4 or 6, whatever. You're not limited to 2. When you do it
no, it's an additional 4 pots, so it's 6.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. Well, when you do it as the church style, as you well know, it's only 2. You only have 2.
Yeah.
Which sucks. It makes
little limiting.
Yes. So So definitely, if I ever do a second playthrough, definitely, which would be a mage, I will do the mage style. So take that tip. Even if you're an all chantry, no, don't do the mage style version of that, so you have access to the plants.
Yeah, I thought, I was like, I'll be nice. I'll give Mother Giselle a nice place to hang out. Have her give her a good area that she can console people in. Yeah, no, it wasn't worth it.
No, not at all. And so basically, because there was a patch that came out, so they announced the final DLC, Trespasser. And this is the first time BioWare's ever done a thing where once you start this, it is a literal point of no return, because it fast forwards everything 2 years. So this is a post game DLC. Once you start this, you can't go back.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you could if you kept a separate save,
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean, but
it makes its own autosave. Yes,
and it's its own maps and everything. Like there's no open world. You're on a strict linear path of events. That take place 2 years after the events of Inquisition. So that's why I've been and a patch came out for that, and there was it was a 4 gig patch, and it's a 3.5 gig download for the DLC, and I don't want to download it right now because then I just have to re-download it again when I swap hard drives. And plus, this patch nerfed the damage that Night Enchanters do, which is Vivian, which is who I control to take out the dragons. So I had to kill the last 2 dragons I hadn't killed yet to get that trophy for killing all the dragons. And then it's like, well, damn it, I might as well just do everything. So my magic tournament that I was supposed to go to today got canceled because nobody showed up other than me and one other person.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing all this afternoon, is just cleaning everything up in Dragon Age, and I literally have everything done. And I'm back at Skyhold, and I'm ready for the DLC, which the patch, it's going to be kind of sad because the patch also added in for free a bunch of new outfits for when you're in Skyhold. It's like 8 new outfits.
Okay.
It's up in your bedroom. It gives you a reason to go to the bedroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it gives you like there's a chest up there, and it also, this patch, so let's say me, for example, it syncs all the schematics you have across all your playthroughs. So like it's going to give you this golden nug statue that's in the Undercroft, and you touch it, and every single schematic that I have access to right now, it does a cloud save, so that if I ever, let's say, I start that mage playthrough, once I get to the point where I have Haven, I go and I touch that thing, and I have access to every single schematic. So I don't have to find them again or buy them again.
That's really helpful.
Yeah.
Because I spent a lot of my early game gold on that.
Right. So now you would have access to everything. So you should have that now. You have the patch. I do not.
I don't remember if I saw it or not.
Well, it's in the Undercroft, so
I might have just missed it.
I'll send you a YouTube video. I mean, Lady Insanity once again did a huge breakdown of the patch and everything, and showed off all the outfits.
But it just shows up in the base game, though.
Yes, that's part of the patch.
You don't have to own any of the DLCs.
No, correct.
Okay, yeah,
it was part of the patch.
I just missed it.
Yeah, that was all part of the patch.
All right. Yeah, because I've been in the Undercroft a couple times since then, because I've actually been playing Dragon Age. Yeah.
All right, so we're
finally went back and started playing it again.
All right, so where are you at in it?
I'm finally back in Skyhold, done a bunch of stuff since then, and I'm on a Warden quest line right now.
Okay. So
that'll give people a very good idea of where I am.
Yeah. So are you caught back up now? Because it wasn't that
almost.
Okay.
I actually was a lot farther than this.
Okay.
I was probably at least another 15 hours past this point.
But had you done both storyline? I didn't think you had...
Yeah, I did a lot of stuff up to that point. I was past the party.
Oh, okay.
I had already done that, and I had even gotten the achievement for getting the approval.
Yeah.
For everybody in the party.
Yeah, because I remember now you saying how much and it is kind of a semi-flaw in that level. It penalizes you for exploring, but yet to get the best possible outcome, which I actually didn't get because I didn't find the one person I needed to for the two people to become a couple again. You had to do like everything, and I missed one thing because I was so focused on having the approval, because the high approval also lets you skip the boss fight.
Oh, that's what it does. Okay.
Yeah, if your approval isn't high enough, you have a boss fight there at the end.
Huh.
And a certain person may die because of that. Now, you still get to make that choice, even if you have the high approval if you want to, but if you don't have high approval, then that choice is made for you.
Right.
So, yeah, so there's a couple of mechanics conflicting there, and there was one person I didn't find because I was so worried about the approval. I didn't get the best possible outcome you could get. I got what most would consider a very good outcome. I did not get the best one.
Right.
Which we'll see what happens when Trespasser hits. But yeah, I remember you talking about that now, and that was right before your flash drive failed.
Yep, just a little bit before it.
Yeah.
And completely canceled out my 110 plus hours.
See, and that's the other thing too. Like I was talking at the store that this Magic tournament was held at, and the assistant owner, kind of like the co-owner. I don't like the main owner because you remember Kurt, right?
Yeah.
So the main owner of this place treated Kurt real bad, and he's just kind of a, I don't like this guy. Never have.
Right.
But
Okay.
his now co-owner used to run the store by my old apartment in Valley Park. And then his store went out of business, and he got in with this store. So he's kind of like the number 2 guy there. I like
Okay.
him. And then there's a guy who works there that they really have the best setup for Magic singles there. So there's a newer guy that works there, and he's really cool.
And this is the place with the electronic lookup
Yes.
for the Magic singles?
Yes.
Okay.
Like you go to a computer, you type in the name, and if they have it, it shows up, and you click it, and you say how many copies you want, and it prints out behind the register, and then they're like, okay, and then they go and find it, and yeah.
That's a really good system.
Yeah.
It really is.
It was completely designed by this new guy, because I think that's what he's going to school for, is computer programming. So it was like completely self-made by this guy. It's really awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not a hard thing to do. It's just you got to have a database set up for it.
Right.
That's all.
But I mean, like the it's not like it's text only or something like it.
Right. Yeah.
It has
visual,
a GUI. It shows the image of the card and the card text, and I mean.
Well, that makes it. Yeah, it just makes it so much easier.
Granted, I mean, he's probably pulling that info from Wizards gathering webs, but still, to have it all cohesive and it working in a nice looking GUI, and yeah. I just wish it was at a store that I like to go to.
Yeah. Okay, so you were saying something about.
So I drove up there, and so I'm talking to him, and both of these guys play Dragon Age.
Right.
And the one guy was playing through Dragon Age, so he's trying to get everything done. And he was kind of like you in terms of playtime. And I'm just sitting here like, because I just got done, I'm at 115 hours. That's what my thing says. And I have everything done.
Okay.
Yet, most people I've talked to...
But you don't have enough resources.
What do you mean?
See, you just said you didn't have enough herbs to do your potions and everything.
I don't have those upgraded, but other than that, I mean, quests and stuff, I have them all done. I did all of the companion quest except for Dorian because it bugged out on PS4.
If you're like me, and apparently him, you're constantly searching for herbs and materials and always going out of your way to collect them as soon as you see them.
Okay.
That takes time.
Okay, I guess that's it then.
It adds up.
Okay, that has to be it because I just went and got all the damn shards to do the Solarian dungeon. So I got that trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was 13 short and I was livid. I was like, where? And then I had never used the Occulariums in the Emerald Graves. And it's like, oh, yeah, I guess if I look through those skulls, yep, there's the 13.
Yep, that'll do it.
So I was like, okay. Because there were already rumors of one of the Hakan trophies being broken. And it's not broken, it's just one of the fires you have to light is off the beaten path. Like, I just now found it. So I was like, oh gosh, this trophy's going to be broken. And it's like, no, it's just the fire's off the beaten path, and you would never see it the first time you're going through that final dungeon of Hakan.
Yeah.
So when you get there, I'll tell you.
Okay.
If you ever buy Hakan. But, yes.
That was the first one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I already have that one.
Okay. Well, when you get to that point where you're going through that dungeon, you can go back and do the achievement like I did, but if you're wanting to do it on the same, only have to go through it once, I'll let you know, because it's not on the path you would take.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. When we get there, obviously.
Yeah, you need to beat the game first, or at least get to level 20 first before you go.
Yeah, I'll easily be level 20
Yeah.
by the time I'm done with the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get to 20 beforehand, it might be, well, you probably want to at this point get the game beat, so I understand. It's just the ability you get in Hakan is so awesome.
Well, it depends on what the recommended levels are for everything.
Yeah. At this point, I'm sure you want to beat the game, because then me and you can talk about stuff.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So, I totally understand. Hakan is just fine to play post-game, because I did. And just, I don't even worry about Descent. I would just skip it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Because that's what the co-owner of the store, he was going through Descent. And I was like, you're going to hate the final boss. Turn off your party's ability. Basically everything I said last week. Don't, set it to where your party members can't use potions. Just let them all die and spend half an hour to 40 minutes killing the boss yourself. It's the only way you can get it done. Because he does way too much damage for them to be able to keep themselves alive. And even if they keep themselves alive when up close doing combat, when he does his AoE attacks, they'll die because they can't run fast enough to dodge them.
That's odd that they can't move out of the way.
Well, I mean, they're following you, so like you're trying to dodge everything, but they're behind you, and you dodge something, but because they're behind you, they get hit.
But you can have their AI set differently so that they're not just following you.
Okay, maybe play with that, but even still, multiple people have had this issue. It's a horribly designed. I mean, just look at the reviews for Descent, and they're all terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, they're bad. I mean, they're not terrible. They're just bad. So, yeah, get Hakan. When you get done with Hakan, get Trespasser.
Okay.
But you're a ways from that, so.
Yeah, I've got a ways to go, because there's a siren song calling my name this week. I already bought it. So it's just sitting on my hard drive. The weird thing was, it was like 9 meg.
Well,
it was a really quick download.
Well, yeah, but the minute...
I'm guessing the minute the time rolls around, that's gonna be when it
starts preload. I guess the preload...
Maybe that was just the preload stuff that I got. I don't know. Maybe it's because the patch 2.0 was the big section that had everything in it. Maybe that's it.
I don't know. A lot of times that's how it is on PlayStation. Like if you pre-order something, it's a really small file, but then at some point the weekend before, it'll preload. But maybe the preload was all in the 2.0 patch.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh gosh,
I wonder... It did say I could preload it, so I don't know.
You're welcome, by the way, for me acquiring that unused expansion pass for you.
Yeah, I thanked you multiple times for that one.
I know, I'm just teasing you. Because it's all I can do, because I'm just... I don't know. And plus, I'm kind of screwed if I even wanted to do Destiny, because I don't have the disc anymore. So the cheapest way for me to do it would be buy this new disc from Best Buy for like $48. So,
I mean, yeah, you get everything, so it...
Yeah, but I'm sure that code that comes in it is for all 3 things at once. So,
right.
I wish it would be separate codes. I doubt it is. Maybe it will be.
Why?
Because I already have expansion pass. I already have the expansion pass.
Oh, you got multiple passes. Okay.
Well, yeah, I bought the...
I didn't realize that.
Yes, I bought the limited edition at launch.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, so you got those codes originally.
Yes,
okay.
And then redeemed them, but then never downloaded them because I was so disgusted. I was like, yeah, I'm done. But they're sitting on my PS4 account. I can download them if I want.
Yeah.
But the that was there's a limited edition steelbook here. I wonder if this code works. Because it was a 360 code, but that was good enough to get you on Xbox One because it was still in the cross-buy period.
Yeah.
So somebody is an idiot for buying the limited edition on 360, not using the code, whatever. it went to somebody who would use it. So
Yeah, and who has used it?
yeah.
It's multiple times over.
All right. So
Many times over.
like we mentioned, though, the 2.0 is out.
Yeah.
So
was that all games you were playing though with
yes,
Dragon Age?
Dragon Age was it. Yeah, like the
Okay.
last week has been Madden and Dragon Age trying to get Dragon Age done for Trespasser.
Yeah,
And
we could just go straight into Destiny. That's fine.
yeah.
Because there's really not a lot to say about Dragon Age.
Well,
Other than there was one weird glitch. It might just be graphical, but all the stamina costs for my followers is 0. All their abilities. Don't know why.
okay.
Just shows up as 0. I don't get it. Because I know there's still costs to it, because their stamina bars go down when they use them. It just must be just something that happened graphically.
I guess.
Weird. But Destiny, okay. 2.0 patch hit 17 gig download. Took me goddamn 5 hours to get the thing.
Oh, PlayStation was even worse.
Jesus.
It was, people were just overloaded trying to get it on PlayStation. How does that work on 360? Like, do you have to go into the DLC marketplace to initiate?
No. I go in and hit start game, and then it goes, oh, hey, there's an update.
Well,
Start update.
you didn't. I know that's how it would be on Xbox. I said 360.
Oh.
Because remember, it limited the amount of size of a patch that could be done when you just booted the game. I remember on the Battlefield games, you would have, and even Borderlands, you would have to go into the DLC section and find the free download for the compatibility pack or the patch or whatever, and then download it from there.
That might be how they do it again.
Okay. I'm just curious. I might go look just to satisfy my own curiosity.
Yeah. But no, I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Yeah.
Because, Xbox One.
Right. I was just curious if you'd heard.
No, unfortunately I haven't, because if you're still playing Destiny at this point, I don't know why anyone would be playing it on the last gen.
I don't either, but...
Because it's kind of getting more and more restrictions put on it, especially since patch 2.0.
Oh,
there's even more differences now.
Okay.
It's still more vault differences, but there's still differences.
Okay.
Now, it's a heck of a lot less room for your vault for all your types of items, armor, weapons, and general. But yeah, it's... Although with the new kiosks that they added in patch 2.0, I guess that would alleviate a lot of the problems anyway. So maybe that sort of solved part of it in a way. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know where to even start. Well, I guess I'll start with what I did before patch 2.0 launched on that Tuesday. So it was the last couple hours before patch 2.0 day was officially ready to start. So the weekly reset was just about there. And originally, that was the deadline to get your year one reward, your year one emblem. It's for doing everything possible that you could ever do in year one.
Yeah, I'll never see that.
Well, I mean, there actually was an extension on it, apparently, and it was until this next Tuesday. But you'd have a long way to go.
Yeah.
Because you have to get at least max level, do both the raids on hard mode, and kill Skullus.
Yeah, I'm like level 17, so...
Yeah, you'd have a lot... With the new leveling system, that's not that bad, actually. It just determines what your gear level's gonna be right away.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, yeah, so last couple hours, and I'm like, oh my god, it's the last couple hours, let's see if I can actually kill Skullus, because Mortific is still in Europe, as far as I know. So it's kind of been hard for the three of us with Muskrat and Mort to try and go and kill Skullus again, because it's just been Muskrat and me.
Yeah.
Every once in a while. We actually did play a little bit with Guile a couple days before that.
Okay.
And yeah, he's getting pretty leveled at that point. I think he was like level 31. And Muskrat was leveling up, I think his Warlock. And his Warlock was mid-20s, upper 20s.
Okay.
So, yeah, he was doing pretty good there. But then, yeah, so it's the middle of the night. It's like 2:30 in the morning, and I'm like, God damn it, I really want to finish this before the deadline at 5 a.m. Eastern Time. So let's hit up Destiny LFG. And, yeah, Destiny LFG found me a group. They were looking for one person. And we went in and got all the way up to Skullus. And then one of his friends had to leave. So his friend had to leave. Well, thankfully, he was still using Destiny LFG, so he just found us a third person. And we went straight in. One loss against Skullus, and then we friggin' steamrolled him. Because we all knew what we were doing. And it just took a little bit of coordination. And once we got that rhythm down that second time, we friggin' steamrolled him. It was nothing.
All right.
It was so awesome. With 5 minutes left on the reset clock for the weekly reset. 5 minutes to go. At 4:55 a.m.
Wow.
Killed him. Got our treasures. God damn, it was so awesome. I was so pumped. And then when I saw the weekly reset happen, and then I looked on Bungie's website later on that day, and it's like 6 days left to get your... I'm like, what? Really? I mean, I could have done it at any point this day instead. Yeah, I was a little miffed at that point.
Wah, wah, wah.
But, hey, I got it before the original deadline.
Yep, there you go.
Before patch 2.0 launched.
Yep.
I was quite friggin' happy. Oh, alright, so to patch 2.0 notes. Yeah. Once patch 2.0 is installed, you get access to kiosks all over the towers. They are for exotic armor weapons, quests that you've abandoned, which will be a important thing in a moment. Armor shaders and emblems for your for customizations, and that's pretty much all those are used for. Then you also have access to the pledging allegiance system for the 3 factions that are inside the tower. Those 3 factions are the New Monarchy, Dead Orbit, and Future War Cult. So before patch 2.0, to gain a reputation with those factions, you had to wear their mark, cloak, or bond.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you just go up to that faction you want to pledge allegiance to, say, I want to pledge allegiance to the faction, and then for a minimum of a week, you are locked into that faction.
Okay.
Now you also gain rep for that faction, and either Crucible or Vanguard rep as normal. So you gain all those reps at the same time.
Okay.
Making it so much easier to gain reps for all the different factions and Vanguard and the Crucible. It's so much easier to do that. What else did they add? You can exchange old materials for your that you don't need anymore for rep for the factions. So that's helpful. That'll give you a quick boost in reputation and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And gives you a reputation faction packages, which can include things like emblems, armor shaders, ships, or weapons. because those are actually really awesome. And it can also have faction-specific armor as well.
Okay.
So it's much easier to do that now. That was such a seriously welcome change. Oh my god, man, did that need changing. Let's see, what else is new inside the tower? The ship kiosks. Ship and Sparrow kiosk. Those are new inside the shipwright tower.
Yeah.
They're just basically located over by the shipwright. Those contain all the ships that you found and all the sparrows that you found or upgraded. You no longer have 3 separate materials for upgrading armor for each of the different classes. It's now 1 armor material upgrade. So instead of having stuff like Hardonic Essence, Plasteel Plating, and Sapphire Wire for all the 3 character classes, it's just armor material. So even if you got a piece of armor for another class, if you don't care about that, you could just shard it, and boom, you got regular armor upgrade materials for it. So that's much, much better for that. There's now a Legendary Marks currency system. So before there was Vanguard Marks and Crucible Marks, where you only gained Vanguard Marks through Vanguard activities and Crucible Marks through playing Crucible. Well, Legendary Marks, once the DLC is live on Tuesday, you'll just start gaining them from anything that would normally give you those marks. So if you go play the Crucible, you'll slowly gain up Legendary Marks instead of Crucible Marks. I want to say they said you could turn in your marks for reputation bonuses, but as of today, there's no way to do that yet. So hopefully once the DLC goes live on Tuesday, that'll be a thing. The leveling system got completely overhauled from the ground up.
Yeah.
That is a huge difference. Now, instead of your gear determining your level is just static. And you level up through experience. All the way up to level 40, which is currently locked. You're currently locked at 34 as the maximum right now, until Tuesday.
Okay.
But once that goes live, anytime you gain experience, we'll start adding to your experience bar. Right now, it currently still functions the way it did before, which is any XP you gain will eventually give you motes of light. So if you gain enough of it where you would have leveled up, it just throws you a mote of light. What else about the leveling system? Your gear is now just level based. There are actual level requirements beyond, hey, just be level 20. There's gear that can only be equipped once you're hit maximum level now.
Okay.
So, level 40 gear. Your cloaks, marks, and bonds actually give you stats. Every single thing in the game that can be equipped, except armor, shaders, and emblems, gives you stats. Your ghost has a shell that you can put on it that gives you stats, and gives you other benefits as well. Let's see, what else? There is a new artifact slot for your character. The artifacts only unlock at level 40, so I don't know anything about them yet. From now on, whenever you dismantle a legendary weapon, you will get legendary marks from them once the patch hits, or once the DLC is live.
Okay.
At the moment, it still just gives you materials for upgrading them. The other things that they overworked was the quest system. This was a huge rework, too.
Okay.
Well, actually, one more thing about the armor and level system. Your light is actually a separate stat now, and it is the average of all the items you have equipped. So all the level, armor, and attack values are averaged together into one number, and that's your light level. The game recommends light levels for certain activities from now on. So if you're slightly under light requirement, it will actually tell you, hey, this might be a bit hard for you. You might want to go get some more legendary stuff. And gets a much better system. They crunched the numbers a lot, as they said. All the stats that were really crazy high for stuff like intellect and discipline, those originally maxed out at 273. Now it looks like they max out at 170. But all the armor values and everything, so they've crunched those down, so now they're much smaller numbers. All the year one gear, at best it'll give you like 40 of a stat-ish. 41, 42 of a stat.
Oh.
And that's the highest it'll give you for year one gear.
Okay.
It's a pretty big difference from the like 80s, 100 and something plus numbers that I was getting before.
Yeah.
It's much harder to max out your stats now for certain stuff. But with all the extra added items that give you stat bonuses, that actually it's not that bad. For each of the stats, intellect, discipline, strength, you actually have a set cooldown number that it tells you, where if you have this much discipline, you get this much cooldown on your grenade. So normally it would be 1 minute for the cooldown. If you gain enough discipline to get the first cooldown reduction, it'll give you 55 seconds, and so on and so on.
Okay.
There's 4 levels, I want to say, of them. So you can reduce it by 20 seconds at least.
Yeah.
So that's decent reduction. But then also you have the perks, which could reduce that even further. Quest system. Man, this is how the quest should have worked from the beginning.
Okay.
Because, man, they've reworked that entire thing. You can now turn in any quest that you finish at any time from anywhere. In any menu, wherever you are, you just go to the quest tab in your menu, hit the button on it, and boom, instant redemption.
Okay, so this is
and you get the bonuses right away.
Yeah, you don't have to go to the tower and...
Nope.
This is all
You don't have to be in the tower, you don't have to be in the reef. You just hit the button, select you want to actually redeem the quest, boom, you've got your XP and any other bonuses that they give you. It's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
For the bounties.
Right.
Quests are a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Quests are separate from bounties.
Okay.
Quests are more story-focused, essentially.
Yeah.
So, as I said, there was a abandoned quest tablet display.
Mm-hmm.
Kiosk. That was the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was. I went over and I'm like, that's weird. Abandoned quests. All right, let's take a look at it. Every single story mission from the base game, year one, was an abandoned quest. So you can actually redo the entire story from after you've been revived and hit the tower the first time.
Okay.
So I went through all the quests except for the skull for House of Wolves. Man, that's really different going through those things all over again.
So
they automatically give you all the rewards you would have gotten for those quests had you just started the game brand new. So it gives you all those base items all over again, which is actually helpful because, armor materials don't have any. So I started from scratch with that at least. Yeah, because you can't actually convert your current armor material into anything other than rep for a faction. You basically start completely over from armor materials, which is not terrible because you do gain enough from each piece of armor that it's not going to take you too long. You were saying something?
Well, I was, dang it, now I forgot what I was gonna.
It was something about the quests.
Oh, so you got to hear Nolan North then
I did.
instead of Dinklage.
Yeah. Dinklebot is completely gone from the game now.
Yeah. I've heard
it's a fairly striking difference, actually.
I've heard that finally the consensus, which really should have been that the entire time, was that script for Destiny 1.0 was really bad, and even if you get arguably the best voice actor in the business, at least male wise, even he can't make gold out of junk.
I can't make gold out of bronze.
Yeah.
Which is true, but man, Nolan North's delivery is 9 times out of 10 so much better than Dinklage's.
Okay.
It just works so much better.
Mm-hmm.
His tone, his delivery, 9 times out of 10, easily would have preferred Nolan from the beginning.
Okay.
There's always that 1 time out of 10 where Dinklage actually got the delivery for the motion that was kind of needed at that point. But other than that, I really prefer Nolan to Dinklage at this point. It's just so much better right now.
Yeah.
And I've heard all the ghost lines except for one section, which you can now skip cutscenes if you've seen them too many times.
Okay.
Man, that makes it so much better when you have to replay story missions.
Yeah.
And aren't listening to the new voice work.
Yeah.
This is kind of the game that what was I about quests? Something about quests I was going to talk about. Oh, they added actual new stuff that are quests that you could actually do now before the DLC goes live on Tuesday.
Okay.
Each faction has a subclass quest that they can complete. And the subclass quest will actually give you a class item. So cloak, mark, or bond.
Yeah.
They're actually fairly difficult to do. At least for my Void Walker Warlock.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, you have to kill a lot of stuff with your superpower. And it has to be done in a strike.
Okay.
So you have to generate a lot of orbs in one strike. And if you don't do it all in one strike, you're back to square one. So I need to wait until the DLC goes live for everybody and I can actually go into some harder strikes so that I can get some yellow bar enemies so I can actually do that. But if when you complete those quests, that quest line is because it's a chain.
Mm-hmm.
You actually get a really decent class item that gives you decent stats and a decent set of perks on it too. So that's another thing they've added is perks on basically everything. Anything equipable now has perks. So not just stats. Yeah. That's pretty good. What else? Yeah. Skippable cutscenes. So good. This is the game that it should have been last year. This is literally the game everybody was like, man, this feels really nice. I hope there's enough of it. This is the game we've been waiting for. With 2 DLCs already added in, there's just enough where it would have been worth full price now. And now you get the DLC for Taken King as well, all for $60. It's totally worth the price now. Now I cannot say enough good things. What?
It's fool me once, shame on me. Or fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Just...
Well, this is the game everyone wanted. This is it. We finally got it.
I'm a story-based person, and it's just...
Well, there's actually story in the Taken King.
Yeah, but I don't have the raids done from the first... I don't have any of the raids done.
You don't really have to worry about the raid.
If there was some damn way that I could rent...
Well, actually... well, no, because you're on PS4. I was going to say, we could get a group together and we could do the raids, but then, yeah, I just remembered, yeah, you're on PS4. So it wouldn't work exactly.
No, but still,
Yeah.
It's like... I might be able to borrow, but even then, like, I would have to take my console somewhere, because, even if I get my hard drive swapped, maybe I could borrow a disc copy and download the 2 expansion packs, but there'd also be the 17 gig patch, and there's just
Well, if you have the Taken King disc, I would think that would all be on there.
See, I think that all that is the core Destiny disc and paper codes for the DLC. I'm 90% sure that's what it is.
That would be odd, because that would force you to download the entire thing.
No, not if you have the core Destiny disc and then everything else is downloads. Why is GameStop offering $20 in trade-in credit if you trade in your copy of Destiny towards the Taken King set? The core Destiny disc has to be part of that. So
Right, but I'm saying the update. That would have to be part of the disc.
I doubt it.
See, that's odd.
Because
That's
it's a
really odd to me.
patch. So it's the core Destiny disc,
Yeah,
and then once it connects to the internet, it's doing that 17 gig 2.0 patch.
See, that would be really weird if they didn't put that on the disc, because that's a really big patch to have to download just after getting the game.
Well, it's the 2.0 because they've got to erase all the reason it's that big.
Right, and that's why I'm saying is that would make more sense if they put it all on that disc.
We'll see.
It would make way more sense if they did.
We'll find out in a couple days.
All right. So yeah, I guess I'll have more to say next episode, as that'll be when I've played some serious Taken King stuff.
Yeah.
And finally gotten some new guns and armor. Because at the moment I don't have any new guns or armor.
Okay.
Other than a exotic weapon that I got from the Prison of Elders before killing Skolas and before Mort went on vacation.
Okay.
It's the Lord of Wolves shotgun.
Ah.
It's one of 3 items exclusive to Prison of Elders.
Okay.
So you have to do Prison of Elders if you want to get that shotgun. It's a really good shotgun.
Okay.
It's really awesome. It's clip-fed instead of shell-fed, which makes a really big difference when you're reloading.
Okay.
It's like a semi-auto.
Right.
It's like a pulse shotgun. It fires in bursts of 5.
Okay.
So it has a really big clip because of it. It's a really good shotgun. If you ever get an Elder Cipher, that's the weapon you want to get from that Elder Cipher.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's everything I could really talk about for Destiny at the moment. Until next time, where we'll have new sword items, exotic weapons that are swords.
Alright. Cool. Alright, what else have you been playing?
So many new things. But like I said, we talked about Inquisition and the weird glitch with the disappearing numbers for stamina, which was really weird. Let's see, what else? Played a whole ton of Peggle 2 from Xbox One, to the point where I finished not only the base games, Celestial Realms, and Trial Peggle boards, I finished all the DLC, Peggle boards, and trials. I have 100%ed that game for the first time.
All right.
My first Xbox One game, 100% done.
Yay.
All the achievement points gotten. In a really good game, too. Because, man, Peggle 2 is so awesome. Those DLC characters are actually pretty fun. Jimmy Lightning is actually a really good character now. Because his multi-ball is actually really fun to use. I don't remember if that was the case in Peggle 1, but his power now gives you 3 balls instead of 1.
Okay.
So it might have only given you 2 originally. It might have given you 3. I just can't remember at the moment, though.
Okay.
But yeah, it's so good. If it ever goes on sale again, seriously, you should pick it up. It's really fun. Let's see. There was also a free weekend for people who have gold to play a game for free. So I downloaded the 32 gig install for Evolve. And that took me an entire day.
Yeah.
From when I woke up until I went to bed.
Yeah.
And my connection is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was a little ridiculous.
Always on for life.
I mean, even if I had it always on, it still would have taken a long time to download because I started it immediately when I woke up.
Yeah, sorry, that was a Microsoft cut there. I mean, it would have taken just as long or probably longer on PlayStation. I'm just throwing a jab at Xbox One circa 2013. Yeah, on-time reference for the loss.
Yeah. God, it had to be like 10 hours at least.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean,
it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually I did get the chance to play Evolve for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through the tutorial for the creature.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went through the tutorial for the Assault Hunter. I really like the Assault Hunter. I really like the Hunters. They're really fun to play. I am horrible at the creature. I cannot play the creature, period. I don't know why, but it feels like I'm just running and moving through molasses when I'm using a creature. And I tried 2 different creatures. I tried the Goliath, and I tried the Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't try the Wraith or the Fire Goliath.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. It unlocked all the characters and classes and everything for you to try out from the very beginning for the free weekend. But yeah, I'm really bad at the creatures. And I didn't enjoy the Hunters enough where I would go out of my way to buy the game. So it was a good thing I got the free gold weekend for this game, because this is about all the Evolve talk you'll ever hear from me. It's first-person shooter for the Hunters.
Yeah.
The first-person shooting and traversal for the Hunters is fine. Feels good, feels tight. Is a little swimmy for the look speed, but that's just preference, more or less. Because you can still turn it down to make it a little smoother. Yeah, hunting the creature as a group of AI bots does not work because the creature will just screw you over.
Okay.
Playing as the creature against AI bots does not work because they will just screw you over. Playing as the creature against people does not work for me because I am not good at playing the creature.
Yeah.
The creature plays as third person over the shoulder, so it's a fairly different style, and you don't have a sprint, really. So you're kind of just trotting along at a really slow pace. You do have a jump, which kind of propels you forward, but that's not exactly that helpful because it has to recharge, because there's a stamina system for your jumps, well, technically your traversal, because it is slightly different for each creature. The Kraken has a like flight kind of thing, so you're sort of just dashing in the air. But yeah, I just could not get the hang of playing as the creature the 3 or 4 times I tried.
Mm-hmm.
But the first person play as a hunter, I played Assault almost exclusively. There's multiple characters in Assault that you could choose from. I started gravitating towards the rocket launcher hunter, the Assault guy, because he's pretty good. I liked him a lot. But the starting Assault hunter has a lightning class gun, which is pretty good. It eats through the creature's armor fairly well. But yeah, I just didn't enjoy it enough. I got a bunch of achievements for it, so I padded my achievement score a little bit.
Yeah.
But it wasn't enough to really make me say, yes, I would love to play this game again. I just didn't like the feeling. And with it being exclusively multiplayer, and not really anyone that I know playing it on a consistent basis.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just not. I think its time has come and gone, unfortunately. So it's a good game, but definitely not for me. That's for sure.
Okay.
Let's see. Anything else downloadable? Yep. I guess one more thing for Xbox One. I played the Black Ops 3 Call of Duty beta.
Yeah.
On Xbox One. Man, does that highlight my connection is kind of bad wirelessly. Because I got about 100 millisecond delay added on to my ping.
Okay.
Yeah. So, where it's not obvious in things like Destiny, it's really noticeable in Call of Duty. So, unless I can maybe get my system a hell of a lot closer to my wireless connection, I don't know that it would be a good idea for me to buy and play it. But it's really good, so it's really tempting me to buy it. It's first-person shooter, just like Black Ops 2. It feels pretty smooth, pretty spot on. When I played the beta, most of the guns felt good enough, but because of that 100 millisecond delay, plus my connection to server, maybe it's not. Maybe the weapons were not the problem. Maybe my connection was. I did eventually find 1 or 2 weapons in each class that I thought were really awesome for me and my playstyle.
Yeah.
That slow, single-shot assault rifle, I was wrecking shop with. And that was probably because of my connection. But I don't know. Other people have said that gun was not great, and that it fires way too slow for them. I found it fired just fast enough that I was getting easily 1-to-1 kill death ratio with it. So I don't know. It feels smooth. The wall running felt good and intuitive after a couple games. It didn't feel too crazy fast like it did in Advanced Warfare with the boosting and everything.
Right.
It just felt smooth and continuous so that you weren't like constantly jumping 20, 30 feet in the air.
Right.
And if you were in this game, it kind of made you a sitting duck.
Yep.
So it feels definitely a little smoother than Advanced Warfare,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't have a huge problem with Advanced Warfare in the first place.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think for the most part, I was originally getting dedicated servers when I was playing on my own. As the week progressed, I think I was getting a couple host connections, but yeah, it seemed pretty good, pretty smooth, other than my connection adding about 100 milliseconds on top of the connection to the server or host. I only had a couple matches where it was a little rough,
Mm-hmm.
and that was mostly near the beginning.
Yeah.
It just seems a lot better. Kill streaks seem fun as opposed to Advanced Warfare. Pick 10 is back with a Fury.
Yeah.
You can have as many attachments on your weapons as you want, and that's pretty awesome.
Yep.
You just have to sacrifice all your perks and your secondary and your grenades.
I mean, I sacrificed the second non-lethal grenade, so I only had one instead of two,
Right.
and I was able to have the rocket launcher as the secondary weapon and a gun with 3 attachments.
Yeah.
And still have 3 perks.
Yeah, you can get a third attachment to the gun by only removing something that you're just not using.
Yeah.
Without actually having to use a wild card.
Right.
For primary gunfighter.
Yep.
Which is a big difference than what it was before, which is actually really nice. You can just have as many attachments on your gun as you want, which is really fun. That's way better. Because if you're someone who just doesn't throw a lot of grenades or doesn't use a lot of your tactical grenades.
Yeah, the tac grenade. I couldn't think of the name. Yeah.
Your tac or lethal grenades, you just remove one of either one, and you slot in another attachment.
Yep.
All the attachments actually seemed to do something from when I was using them. They added a couple new attachments, things like high caliber, where if you get a headshot, you actually do slightly more damage than normal.
Yep.
But only on headshots. Body shots do not do anything for it. So that actually makes it really good, especially for that single shot gun. That means you can 2-shot anybody in the head, period. Actually, I think you can actually 1-shot somebody in the head if you're really, really accurate.
Okay.
But you have to be fairly close. It's pretty good. I really like that attachment. That's a good attachment. That's a good concession to, well, headshots don't seem to do much damage.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now headshots count. And they count really, really heavily. I played just 2 different modes. I only played Dominate. Well, no, I played 3. Kill Confirmed, I played Domination, and then regular Team Deathmatch.
Mm-hmm.
All of them play really fine. They're really solid.
Yeah.
I only once or twice had a really bad spawn out of all the matches that I played, so that's actually really good. They hopefully have finally fixed the huge, insane issues that they've had the past couple games with the spawn systems. There's really not much else to say. It was fun. The specialists seemed good. I got high enough level that I was able to unlock the girl with the Magnum one-shot kill hand cannon.
Okay.
She's really fun to use. It's a really fun power to use. The specialist timers are fairly lenient, so long as you're not, just spamming their power and such.
Right.
They stay up for a decent amount of time. It varies from power to power, though, for how long you get. For the longest time, though, I was using the girl with the grenade launcher. I was having some fun with that.
Okay.
So the powers do seem fun. It's just really just going to come down to personal preference between which one you use and playstyle and such.
Yeah.
So all of the powers, for the most part, did seem, except for balance, except for one. Man, the Reaper robot and his psychosis ability.
Okay.
His psychosis sends out clones of himself that can't actually hurt anyone, but they're just real looking enough that they can confuse you.
Okay.
So it becomes a little difficult to tell who's who when someone uses psychosis and they're really good at doing a distraction style to get you looking in the wrong direction, and then you just get shot in the back by them.
And there's no way to tell by the color of their name or...
No, because the actual character goes like black and whitish. So it makes it extremely hard to tell who's the real person.
Okay.
Yeah, you just have to base it off movement style. Because they don't actually move in a normal fashion. They do move robotic-like.
Right.
But if someone does a good enough job playing up their walking style as robotic,
right,
it's really hard to tell. So that might be the only sticking point. But other than that, all the other ones seem to be pretty balanced and not too difficult to counter if you did see them. So yeah, it's really fun. Really happy that they did the beta, because I was not so super psyched on it. Now I am. Now I'm actually hyped for it.
Yeah.
So it was a good idea for them to do the beta. That's kind of it for that. Then I played a little bit of Minecraft on 360. Not really much in the way of progress beyond trying to fill out some of the map.
Okay.
More or less. Went around and just found a couple spots where I was like, okay, this could be potentially good. Went into a mine, found a bunch of diamonds.
Yay!
And that fortune pickaxe is awesome. But yeah, I gotta go build my nether portal so I can go find a nether fortress and get some blaze rods and make some stuff out of that. That's about it for that. Alright, so let's hit 3DS and then we'll hit PC to end it off. Play some more Picross E6. I've almost finished all the Mega Picross puzzles. I have one more full page of 15, and I think I have another 6 or 7 on the current page that I'm running. So close to getting to the actual part of the game I really like. Just don't enjoy those Mega Picross puzzles. But like I said last time, I understand them way better than I did the first couple games. It's not how I like to play that game. So, that's just personal preference to me. Alright, so let's hit PC with the returning favorites, League of Legends. Played a bunch more games on that. I am now level 9 for my player account, which gives me access to a bunch of stuff. I've started to learn how to play Hecarim, who's a melee-focused Dead Souls collection guy.
Okay.
He's like a centaur almost.
Yeah.
But he carries around a giant axe, pole arm that he actually uses.
Okay.
And that's how he attacks people. So he's a tiny little bit of range to him, but for the most part he's melee. And then I've still been focusing on, I want to say I seriously think his name is Varus. So it's not Varric, I think it's Varus is his name. So I think I was wrong about what his name was last time. But yeah, he's my most easily understood and easy to play character. But yeah, I'm gonna keep expanding out, trying to try out different characters and see who I like the best out of characters like free rotation and stuff. But yeah, it still continues to be a MOBA. It has not changed since last episode. And it's still weird that I'm playing a MOBA.
Yeah.
And it gets even weirder because I'm playing another MOBA. I started playing Heroes of the Storm from Blizzard over the past week and a half. So Heroes of the Storm is different from League of Legends and Dota in that you do not have a shop for purchasing items in-game. You don't have static character traits and everything for all your characters. You actually have upgrade trees for your characters in Heroes of the Storm. So instead of having a personal level in the game where you're leveling up your hero to a level,
right,
your team levels. And as your team levels up in-game, you then gain access to branches of your perk tree. So you're altering your abilities or gaining new abilities through these this perk tree that you choose.
Okay.
At specific level points for your team level. There are multiple different maps and there are multiple different styles of themes and such. There's a level-specific threat/help, depending on who's controlling it, based on which team is getting the most use out of it. There's stuff like a pirate ship level, where if you go around and fight enough side characters that are just sitting around on the level, they will drop doubloons. If you collect 10 doubloons for the first level, you turn them into this pirate ship, and the pirate ship will initiate a cannonball barrage against your enemy's fortresses and fortifications.
Now that's just one
and that's just one of the maps.
Right.
And one of the hazards inside the maps.
That's the big, even bigger difference. It's not just one map.
Yeah. That's the huge difference between Heroes of the Storm. Well, one of the two different major differences between Heroes of the Storm and League of Legends and Dota and stuff.
Yeah.
Of that ilk. There's no in-game shop, so you can't customize through items. You only get to customize through your choices of your perk tree. And that's, other than that, those are the two major differences between the two styles of MOBA at the moment. It's a little simpler to get into for Heroes of the Storm. But it's really, really reliant on team play because of it. If your team is dying a lot, that means you're going to have a huge problem as a team. And if your team is not completing the objectives in each of the maps to get the map-specific abilities, you're going to start falling behind on your towers and fortifications pretty quick. Yeah, it's simpler to learn, but it is a lot harder to play. I'm actually starting to prefer League of Legends to Heroes of the Storm, which is really weird to say because I really like Blizzard's games. It's free to play like all the other Dotas, or MOBAs.
Yeah, Dotas.
That was a Freudian slip right there.
Yeah.
But it also runs on free hero rotations, just like all the others.
Yeah.
If you had Diablo 3 and you loaded up Heroes of the Storm before the 9th, you got Diablo as a character for free, for permanent. So if you really like melee-focused characters, he's not bad. I find him difficult to use, though.
Yeah.
I really seem to prefer ranged characters. And I was getting really good with using Jaina Proudmoore from from World of Warcraft. She's a really good Frost mage.
Yep.
She's a really good Frost assassin character.
Yep. Same thing in Hearthstone.
She's really good. I really liked her. It sucks. I do not have enough gold to buy her yet. But I'm getting there.
Yeah.
As soon as I get enough gold, I'm definitely getting that one, because that's a character I would continue to play for a long time.
Right.
Right now, though, I'm currently playing on free rotation Vela, the Diablo 3 Demon Hunter.
Yeah.
Who's not bad. I just don't really prefer her abilities.
Gotcha.
To Jaina's abilities.
Yeah.
That's kind of it. I mean, I've played a bunch of games. I'm at account level 8 at the moment. And account level is your out of game level that you gain.
Mm-hmm.
That determines whether you get gold, more free rotation slots, access to certain game modes as well once you get to later levels. And if you hit level 25 with your out of your player level,
mm-hmm.
your account level, you actually unlock all the talents for all the characters which are locked at the beginning. So each time you play a character, you'll gain character level out of game. There's so many levels in this game.
Yeah, it's a little overwhelming.
It's hard to explain, but if you're looking at it, it's completely intuitive. As you start a character, they start at level 1, out of game.
Mm-hmm.
As you play and win or lose, you'll gain experience for the character and your player level.
Yeah.
The character level only determines 2 things. Access to extra gold and access to perks for your perk tree.
Mm-hmm.
When you start out, you only have a choice of one heroic ability, which is your ultimate move. Has the highest cooldown, highest damage, and everything else. As soon as you hit level 2 your character level, you'll gain access to their alternate heroic ability. So then you have a choice between those 2. Past that, you'll gain access to their advanced perks and their expert perks. So you're actually customizing your character in the game heavily based on your choices.
Yeah.
And that can change a character from high damage output to high support, with slowing enemies down so that your teammates can get the kills, or grant you add extra abilities that you didn't have normally, like a ability to do straight damage that you would have had normally.
Mm-hmm.
Just do hits opponent for damage and gains life, X percentage. Normally you wouldn't have that unless you chose that perk. But a lot of the other perks are focused on your main abilities for your key basic talents. It's still really fun. I still want to try to get a little better at it. I still want to get to the point where I can unlock Jaina as a permanent character and see if that makes a huge difference. Because while she was free for that 1 week, I was having a lot of fun. So hopefully that will make enough of a difference, but I'm definitely sticking with ranged characters, that's for sure.
Okay.
I did try out a couple of the characters. Didn't seem like they were for me. Definitely wasn't too hot for the melee characters. So it seems like I'm going to be sticking with ranged, and minimum ranged. But yeah, this game smashes together a whole lot of Blizzard properties, and they're really fun in concert. So you have Diablo, you have Warcraft, and you have StarCraft as well.
Yeah.
But then you also have a weird oddball, the Lost Vikings.
Well, I mean,
Those are one character. All three of them. They're an expert level character, that's for sure.
yeah.
So, it's odd. I can't wait to see what other characters they decide to eventually put into this. Because there's a lot of different stuff that they could mine from their back catalog. But yeah, it's still a MOBA. A massive online battle arena. Or multiplayer online battle arena.
Yeah, that's it.
And I really didn't think I would care about MOBAs. Apparently I do. And apparently League of Legends is really, really getting its hooks into me. To the point where I'll play a game at most a day. At most. There's actually been a couple days in a row where I haven't played any games at all. The only problem with it is the time sink that League of Legends has.
Right.
Which is also another thing that Heroes does a little bit better. Whereas League of Legends games range usually around the 45-minute mark to as long as about an hour per match.
Yeah.
That's the absolute longest is right about an hour. Heroes is about 30 minutes maximum. Because some team is going to be winning around the 30-minute mark at the longest. Normally they're about like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So it's a much shorter time frame. You can fit in a lot more matches of that than you could of League or Dota. But that has been all the games that I've been playing over my busy time since last episode.
Well,
so
at least one of us has had time to play stuff.
Yeah, but now I'm feeling the crunch of not having a job again.
Yeah.
So some of my free time will be going away. So long as I can find a job. Yeah, that's all that I've been playing.
All right.
Do we have enough time to do the NPDs? Or
yeah, I would like to actually get these during the time because they just happened a couple days ago. I'd like to actually be on time with these for once.
All right, well, let's hit those NPDs.
Now it's that time of the month that causes gamers worldwide to be crabby and irrational. No, it's not PMS. It's NPD.
Alright, so these are the numbers for August, correct?
Correct.
Okay, let's hit.
Hot-ish off the presses. Alright, so retail sales were down 2% compared to August of 2014, mainly because retail software sales were down 10%, because the old gen software sales are down over 50%. But that's counteracted with the new gen sales being up by like 25%.
Yeah, current gen.
Yeah. And hardware sales are up 2%.
Well, there was a lot of sales going on for a little while there.
And Xbox had 2 new bundles debut.
Yeah, that too.
But that still kept them second place at 202,000 units estimated. And still, the number one selling platform for the month of August was the PS4.
I mean, they had a really good head start.
Well, right, but I mean, Madden is tied into Xbox because Xbox is the official console, the NFL. Like I said, you had the Xbox bundle for Microsoft. Now Sony matched that, and you could get Madden included for free with but on a console purchase, but only the week of Madden, which the actual Madden bundle came out a week early because it's tied into EA Access. It comes with a digital code of the game and a digital code for a year of EA Access.
That's not too bad, actually.
Yeah. So it had 2 months on the market, and then Gears also came out as a bundle. That is the new 500 gig bundle, is Gears.
Right.
And then your 1 gig bundles are going to be the GameStop exclusive Elite console, your Halo, your Forza, and then your Madden and FIFA. Which I thought the FIFA one was Europe only, but it's in the US. It's in the Best Buy ad, so.
Yeah, I don't know.
But so PS4 is still number one, also number one in software sales. 3DS is up 30%. over last year, obviously because of the new, and we might talk about it next episode. They are bringing the small version of the new 3DS to North America, but only in a bundle with Animal Crossing, Happy Home Designer, and only at GameStop. And
Well, they might have another version of it eventually.
eventually, maybe, but
yeah, that was interesting that it was actually finally coming out.
Yeah.
Finally. And I don't know why I said finally 3 times.
Splatoon has hit 600,000 copies in the U.S. That goes along with like 1 million copies in Japan alone. And
It should be higher than that. Should be.
Yeah, but
not.
it's basically 1 in 5 Wii U's has that game. It's probably, I would bet now, 2 million worldwide, because I know it's like 1 million plus just in Japan. So it's over 2 million worldwide, and there's 10 million Wii U, so I'm part of the 80% that doesn't have it.
Yeah.
All right, and then
Such a good game.
in the U.S. alone, Amiibo sales passed the 7 million mark.
Up to this point, right?
Yes, up through August, which you just had a new wave come out yesterday.
Yeah.
The 11th.
Oh, I meant cumulative is what I meant.
Cumulative U.S. only.
Yeah.
That's not Europe. That's not Australia. That's not Japan.
Right.
7 million U.S. only, which is by
Right.
far the number one market for Amiibo. And yet, it's last in supply.
Well, I think it's starting to get a little easier to find them.
Maybe. I mean, it's
A little bit.
It seems like the store exclusives get stocked fairly well, but then the regular characters there for everybody don't get stocked well. Because it seemed like the exclusive characters, there were plenty of them at Toys R Us and Target, and GameStop has plenty of the 3-pack that comes out in a couple weeks. But if you're wanting the regular characters, those were hardish to find. The ones that weren't exclusive.
So things like the retro Mario are hard to find?
Yes, the retro Mario, Zero Suit, Ganondorf. Yes. Those are hard to find, whereas the store exclusives are fairly easy.
Okay.
All right, so now to the games. Interesting month. We had 4 new releases, and then something else that's new, well, new-ish. Not new that month, but new to the list. So, number 10, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, most on PS4. 9th, Batman Arkham Knight, most on PS4. Number 8, the Call of Duty Black Ops Combo Pack, most on 360.
Huh.
This is Black Ops 1 and 2 in one pack for $30 with the first set of maps for Black Ops 1.
Wait, just the first maps?
Yes, just the first strike, whatever.
Really?
Yes.
They didn't think, oh, maybe we should include all of them?
No, of course not.
Why?
'Cause money! It's more money!
Oh, Activision, you assholes. Why would you do that?
Alright, so yeah, but I mean, it's just crazy that it's the first time in a while you've had 2 separate Call of Duty SKUs in the same, I shouldn't say SKUs, 2 separate Call of Duty games, both in the top 10. It's been a while.
Yeah. It's been a while.
Alright, number 7, Until Dawn for PS4. That's with less than 1 week of sales. I mean, that's Tuesday through Saturday. I mean, it's great that it did that well.
Yeah, it is. Because that's looking like a game that we're going to have to talk about a little bit, maybe at the end of the year.
Yeah. But there was something else that was console exclusive that did even better that came out the same day. We'll get to that in a second.
All right.
Number 6, at the beginning of the month, Rare Replay. Awesome that it charted.
Good. Yeah.
If I had an Xbox One, I would definitely get that. That is awesome.
Yeah, it's worth the price. Yeah. I mean, 30 games.
Yeah.
$30. Like I've said this a couple times. Even if you only play like less than half those games.
Yeah.
$2 a game
Yep.
is still an extremely good price for some of those games.
Right, considering we just got done talking 20 minutes about 6 games of Mega Man with some challenge modes. Is it worth it for 15 or 30? And yeah. All right, number 5, Lego Jurassic World, sold most on 360. Number 4, Grand Theft Auto 5, sold most on PS4. Number 3, coming out the same day as Until Dawn, and our number 1 game, Gears of War Ultimate Edition.
Okay. Interesting that it's actually that high.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand it charting, but I never would have thought it'd be number 3.
I mean, I guess because it's been long enough that people really wanted a good Gears of War game again?
They're just hungry for that multiplayer?
I guess. I cannot enjoy that multiplayer that much because it's always just devolves into shotguns. Yep. Shotguns and power weapons, that's it.
Number 2, Minecraft. Sold most on 360. And
I mean, that it's number 2 is interesting.
Yeah. I just, you would think that everybody would have bought the retail
I mean, at this point, yeah, you would think it would have had
it's
more than
literally
enough
been, what,
retail copies.
3 years? Wasn't it? It was, what, May or June of 2020?
Remember.
It was summer, it was May, June of, I can't remember if it was 2011 or 2012 is when that hit retail. I think it was 2012.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 2012.
So we're past the 3-year mark, and it's still a top 10 fixture.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And number 1, not a big surprise, Madden NFL 16. Sold most on PS4.
Because football!
Which is interesting considering, like I said before, the Xbox One is the official console of the NFL. Any Madden commercial you see starting tomorrow is going to have Xbox One branding, and yet it sells most on PS4.
God, I watched that weird-ass trailer that
you
showed me.
Oh, the movie.
You told me about.
Yes, the
God,
5-minute movie.
It was so weird.
Yes.
What were they thinking?
They were trying. Did you remember the one last year, right?
No, I don't think so.
Where it was James Franco and who's the comedian that's in? Who's the new? I call him the new Chris Rock. I mean, that's kind of discredit. Kevin Hart. Where it was Kevin Hart and James Franco, like Kevin Hart just like doing all this crazy stuff to Franco, and then finally they go at it in Madden. It's like a 2-minute commercial. So
no, I don't remember that at all.
Okay, well they just made it bigger. It irks me too because the characters from that commercial, they were all separate Madden challenges, and they were only available for 1 day. Half of them 1 day, half the other, and you had to beat all 4 challenges to get the coach. You're not going to know the coach, Rex Ryan, that's in the video. And he's
actually, I think I've heard that name before.
But the coach from the movie that you watched is real life coach. But that coach in Ultimate.
Oh, I had a feeling all of those people were real people.
Real people playing characters.
Because, man, they're acting.
Yeah. But
you could tell.
Right. But the thing is that coach item in Ultimate Team is the best coach right now. And because I was at a local gaming place waiting for a Magic tournament and playing Until Dawn, that's where I played Until Dawn, I didn't look at Madden that day, and that was the day that half that challenge was. So now I cannot get that coach unless I pay the 10K coin ransom he's going for. Because, like I said, he's the highest rated coach in Ultimate Team right now. And I could have had him for free, but no. The one day that I didn't check Madden.
Yeah.
Sorry, you brought up a sore spot there.
No, it pays to check in with daily games, even though that's really not the best way to do stuff.
All right, so that's it.
All right, I'm going to call that a show. Because we've been going for a while.
Yeah, I just wanted to get that in while it was timely for...
No, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I was more than happy to... I mean, because it's a weekend.
Yeah.
When we're recording. I don't have as many restrictions as I do during the week.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to do it for the episode. Don't forget to subscribe to the show through iTunes or the Groove Microsoft Music Store.
Xbox Music Store or whatever.
That's what they were changing the name to, so I don't know. Don't ask me. I think that's just what they call it now on Windows 10 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't used it ever, so I wouldn't know. But you can also listen to us on the go on Stitcher Radio for your smartphones.
Yep.
Go ahead and follow us on Facebook or on Twitter. It's at Checkmate Arcade. One word, no spaces on Twitter. You can also follow us individually on Twitter as well, at Dark Bossman for me.
At MSU Hitman for myself.
And that's, I think, going to do it for this week, where Iron Bull has been begging me to go kill some dragons, but I've been denying him that right so far. My name is Student Boss, the Dark Boss Man.
Just give me my hard drive. I've got so much stuff waiting for it. Just get me a new hard drive that works. I'm MSU Hitman Jason Billingsley.
And we will see you on live PSN and maybe even on the net.
Peace out, everybody.